What up guys, More here, and today we'll be going back to the project that we left last time. So, last time we got the force field up and we got it to damage the hero once he touches it, as well as animate the force field. So far, this is what we got. Walking on a map, and once we touch it, the game ends, because we set it so that the game ends when the hero is lower than 1 HP in the global event that we set last time. Like this. Now, this time we'll be looking at the more visual aspects of the thing. So, what we want is that the hero will be pushed back once we touch the force field, and we want the screen to flash so that we know that it happened. We also want this to happen so that the touches don't occur simultaneously. We don't want one touch to kill us, but rather we want 3 to do the effect. For this, we'll go back into the condition last time, in which we touch the event and the hero is damaged. After the damage command from last time, we'll add a flash screen command from the Display and Media tab. In here, this command flashes the whole screen in the color that we specify for the amount of time we specified. We can use the random option as well to randomize the whole thing, but this time we'll tell it that we want a red flash that's half transparent. Alpha is the transparency value of the color that will be flashing. We'll set this to around 200 milliseconds, and it should be okay this way. Once we do that, save and play. You know, once the splash screen is gone, of course. See, this flash wasn't very good for us, and I'll explain why it happened in a moment. Now, when we touch this, we'll get a flash before the game ends. Now, the reason that we got the red flash earlier is something I should have mentioned in the last video, but I felt that it should have been mentioned after we can actually see it visibly, so that you guys don't get confused or anything. This happens because in this part we set the extra 1 stat to 2. Once this condition ends, this condition follows right after. Even though the activation method changed, the current process of the events for the commands for the current event will keep through until the whole thing is done, and only then the activation method will change. To fix this thing, we have 2 options at our disposal. One, we can take the whole condition that we just made and put it above this condition, so that once the stat is changed, the event will have to start a new loop, which it won't be able to do until the touch setting is met. We can do that, or we can go with a different approach and put this back here and use another new command, stop event. We give it the event index, again through the index itself, the this pointer, or a variable that stores the event index. We'll go with the this pointer, of course, and once the stop event is met, command is met, the whole event stops, so it doesn't reach this point until it would start a new loop, again which won't happen until the touch setting is met. Either way is viable for this operation, but I'll be going with this one to show the stop event command working, so you guys know what it is. So now that we'll save and click the play button and wait the thing again, as you can see now the screen didn't flash, but when we touch the force field it'll flash again and the game will end. However, like we said last time, the game shouldn't end until the hero touches the force field 3 times. So why does it end with 1? That is because we don't set it otherwise. We let the hero stay put in the position so it stays there enough time to take enough damage. What we can do to fix this is move the hero back so it's damaged 1 time, and then it won't be damaged until it touches the force field again. To do this, we'll go to yet another new command that we haven't touched so far. We'll use the move command. As you can see, we have quite a few options for movement commands. The most basic one is the regular move. This means that the event would move by 1 tile. That's 16 pixels. So when we place it and it's activated, the event will move 16 pixels to the direction we specified. Pixel move does the same but moves with only 1 pixel at a time, so you'll need 16 presses of the pixel move to get to the same distance you would for the move. This might be more useful for more accurate movement that you might need. Move by angle moves the hero in a certain angle, not limited by the 8 directions. This is very useful for games in which you want to direct your character through the mouse. But we won't touch this for now. And the moveset is also not relevant for actually moving the thing at a time, but it's used for setting an automatic move pattern to the event that we choose. This could also be seen in the behavior thing. It goes into the same movement command screen that the move event does. We won't touch this for now since we don't need the force field to move, but just know that it's there. So, going back, after we damage the hero, we want to let it move. We'll set this to hero so we affect the hero's location and movement. Now we can't know in which direction the hero is facing. Well, most of the time we can actually know in this specific event, but we don't want to do that since we want something more general. In this incident, we have these 4 buttons, including in addition to the 8 direction keys and the wait key. We can also change the speed, but that's not relevant for now. We can use the escape and follow commands, but that doesn't help us right now since this only affects against the hero. That'll make other events escape the hero, but we want the hero to step back. Now once we do that, the hero will take 1 tile back in steps. Let's see this in work. We also set in the command there that the event won't continue its operation until the move command is done, which is what we want right now since we don't want the hero to take more damage. Let's see, we touch this and see this weird thing that happens. That's not what we want either. That's because the hero the player can still move the hero himself, so he can mess with the things that happen. What we want to do is lock the ability for the player to actually move the hero. We also want to look the facing direction, since we don't want the hero's sprite to look away. We want it to look in the same direction but just move back. For this we have the trigger movement command under the move and graphic tab. Once we enter here, we can set this to affect all events on the map, but we don't want that right now. We want just specific to the hero. We want to stop the facing and movement, and we want to resume them once the movement event is ended. We'll save, play again. And this time when we touch the thing, see how we got pushed back? And the thing is flashing. After 3 touches, we are down to 0 HP and the game ends, just like we told it to. However, the flashing doesn't come at the right time. We set it to only take place after the movement, and we also told the movement that we don't want it to let the event continue, so it waits here until the movement is done. So we'll take the flash command and put it before the movement. Saving and playing this would show you the wanted result that we got. Touching this flashes the screen and pushes us back, just like we wanted. This makes now for a fully operational force field. One last thing that we want to do is set this checkbox on, since we don't want the code to try itself and occur while it's not on screen, since that just wastes our CPU power. Now that we have the fully functional force field, we also wanted to put it on the other side of the map, put it at another door. This is something that we've already gone through in another tutorial episode, but let's just do it again, so, you know, why not? We press the right mouse button on the event that we want to copy, press the copy, press paste right here. We'll press the save map and play button. To see that we now have the 2 force fields on our map, both animated and functional. We'll go to the right one, touch it, and it does just the same, pushes you in the right direction and ends the game when your HP is 0 or less. So that should be enough for now. Next time we'll be taking a look a little more at triggers and text boxes to see how we can use these force fields as operational doors that we can disable and pass through. But until then, have a nice one, guys.